Shut up and sit down.
And now, streaming live from the sunny Southern California coast, this is Options Uncensored.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to Options Uncensored. We're making real options trades in real time together. Let's get right into it. Alright, first things first, if you want to follow along, make sure you have your brokerage account open and ready to go. Have your YouTube video quality set as high as possible. It makes it much easier to read the numbers. Have a calculator with you so we can do some easy math. And then finally, remember, this is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's follow up on our open positions. The first one here is just a bond purchase I have open that'll go through tomorrow morning. Coca-Cola, we opened yesterday at 32. We're already making money here. We're trying to get to 16. Roku, open at 62. That one's going a little bit against us, but again, these are all, aside from the Macy's one, November expiration. Square, Block, what do we open at? We open at 30. Moved against us a little bit. That's fine, don't worry. Rivian, open at 60. We've made a little bit of money here. DraftKings, we opened at 52. Same thing, we made a little bit of money here. And then finally Macy's. I know Macy's is up today. I'm trying to get to 24. All right, but we've already made a little bit of money. We're $6 up on Macy's with October expiration, which is coming up in what, a week or two? Week and a half. Okay? Let's go hunting for the next one. We'll start with Intel. It was up at the open today because of I think a sale of some part of their company, but we may have already missed the move on this one. Earnings are October 26th. Let's see what the options are pricing in. November contract we're trading right now. Put side. Skip the put side. The call side's still worth it. Call side is, let's see, if you sold the 41 and bought the 46, I don't know if that's going to be worth it. 45 minus 10. 45 minus 10, divide that by 2, divide that by 500, only 3.5%. And this includes earnings. So we'll skip Intel. Let's move on. The cruise lines. Royal Caribbean, up today. Earnings, November 2nd, so we've got about a month till then. Here's our chart. Not looking so good. Big downtrend after earnings. Look at the call side here. If you sold the 105 and bought the 110, that's 103 minus 57 divided by 2 divided by 500, 4.6% on the call side. Okay. And on the put side, you sold the 75 and bought the 70. What do you get? 138 minus 77. Divide that by 2 and divide that by 500, 6.1%. But just remember, this is going to include earnings, okay? We're 75 on the chart. Right about here. Interesting. I think we'll skip this one for now. Next, let's look at both Chevron and ExxonMobil. Down big today. Now may be a time for a bounce, though. Well, we'll look at Chevron and Exxon. First earnings are October 27th. Let's look at the put side. You sold the 100 and bought the 95. That's 91. Minus 44 divided by 2 divided by 500. 4.7 on the put side. Maybe you get paid more with Chevron. On the call side, you sold the 125 and bought the 130. That's 72. Minus 31. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. Only 4%. Let's look at Chevron. Earnings for Chevron. October 27th. Should get a bounce somewhere around 160 here. Let's look at the options. On the put side, you'd have to sell the 145 and buy the 140. It's 129 minus 81 divided by 2 divided by 500. Almost 5% there. So between the two, Chevron on the put side is a better deal. On the call side, skip the call side. If you wanted to sell the 175 and buy the 180, that's 133 minus 64, divide that by 2, divide that by 500, almost 7% on the call side. Let's see, where's 175 on the chart? Right up here. It's interesting. But don't forget, this is pricing and earnings. Me personally, I'd rather sell the put side. Let's see this. I'll keep a mark on that one. While we're at it, why don't we look at the XLE Energy ETF? Down as well. No earnings on this one. On the put side, if you want to sell the 78 and buy the 75. 74 minus 42, divide that by 2 and divide that by 300. 5.3% on the put side. The call side, sell the 94. And buy the 98. What do you get? 69 minus 27. Divide that by 2 and divide that by 400. 5.2% if you sold the call side. I stick to the put side. Next, let's check out really quick if Kellogg or Kellanova has options yet. Kellanova's up and running now, so that's good. November the 11th are earnings. Here's that big sell-off they had after the split. Not a lot of volume, though. Not a lot of liquidity. Huge spreads here. Skip this one. Let's look at CLG. No options on Kellogg. Huge move up today, though. Shame. All right, finally, let's look at Target again. See where it's at. It's probably up today. No, it's down today. Wow. Okay. Didn't see that one. Trying to get to between 95 and 100. We're not there yet. Let's look at the options really quick. If you want to sell the 90 and buy the 85, what do you get? 125 minus 69 divided by 2 divided by 500. 5.6% on the put side. And on the call side, I wouldn't want to sell the call side though. You'd want to sell the 120, buy the 125. That's 137 minus 79, divide that by 2, divide that by 500. Yeah, it's not worth it. Where is 90 on the chart? '90's right about here. Getting close. If we can get Target at 100, I'd open up the put spread. Make a note of that for the next coming days, okay? When are earnings for Target? I can't remember. November 15th. So we got plenty of time on that one. Cool. All right. Let's go to our IV rank scanner, and we will sort by volume. SPY. And the Qs. Let's look at our chart. Did the math yesterday. We should get a bounce somewhere around 405 to 415. We're not there yet. We're at 421. Where's 405? 405 is right here. So I wouldn't sell the puts yet, but I don't know if I would sell the calls yet either, just because we have another down day. If you wanted to do that, let's take a look. On the put side for November expiration, we sold the 395 and bought the 390. What do you get? 279 minus 224. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. 5.5% on the put side. And on the call side, if you want to sell the 447 and bought the 452, that's 157 minus 88. Divide that by 2, divide that by 500. Almost 7% on the call side. So you're getting paid much more to sell the call side. Where's 447 on the chart? 447, right about here. It seems fair. Can it get there? Of course. I don't know. We'll look at the Qs. Here's our chart. It's moved a lot more than the S&P 500, which means it has more room to fall if we go into a sell-off. November expiration on the put side. Sell the 328 and buy the 323. That's 292 minus 230. Divide that by 2, divide that by 500. 6.2% on the put side. Well, you definitely get some risk priced in. I don't know if I take the put side right now. On the call side, sell the 384 and buy the 389. 177 minus 110. Divide that by 2 and divide that by 500. 6.7 on the call side. The Qs, both sides are priced pretty well. As far as direction goes, I mean, obviously you don't know ever, but it could bounce here and continue to move higher, or this trend down could continue. If you did want to sell the call side, wait till it bounces up to around 374, 375-ish. Actually, maybe even 370. But I wouldn't make a move on either one of these yet. To wait for volatility to increase. All right, remember, as we go through this list, we have a lot of earnings coming up as earnings season starts early mid-October, okay? So Tesla's earnings are October 18th. We'll skip that one. The IWM is very similar to the SPYs and the Qs. It's the Russell 2000 ETF. TLT, 78% IV rank for the IV rank of 30. It's up a little bit today, but it's already selling off. Again, we talked about this one for the past couple days. When the bond market moves, it moves. This is the weekly chart now. Just trying to see where would it catch the bid. We're close. Man, it hasn't been this low since 2007. Wow. We're getting close on this one. If the TLT breaks below these lows from 2004, good lord. Lows are 80. I don't know. This one's interesting. It's fun. You don't really get paid for it, though. If you want to sell the put side, sell the 79, buy the 75. Let's do the math. 59 minus 23, divide that by 2, divide that by 400, 4.5%. You think that this would be more expensive. It's not. It's crazy. I don't think the bond market is pricing in enough volatility. On the call side, if we sold the 92, sell the 96. Sorry, buy the 96. So if you sold the 92 and bought the 96, that's 56 minus 19. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 400. 4.6% return on the call side. I've traded the TLT before. It's very boring. You don't get paid for it. And like I said, volatility is not being priced right on this one. Apple and Amazon, we know earnings are coming up. I think Apple was downgraded today, wasn't it? Earnings November 2nd, about a month away. Here's your chart. Let's go back to the daily. Could get a bounce here. On the put side, let's see. Sell the 155 and buy the 150. $155 is 155 minus 105. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. 5% on the nose. Remember, you're holding through earnings. On the call side, sell them 190, buy the 195. That's 108 minus 55. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. 5.3. You get paid more to sell the call side. Where's 190 on the chart? Right up here. I don't think it's worth it. Amazon. Earnings are November 2nd, so about a month away. Options. Sold the 110 and bought the 105. 167 minus 104, divide that by 2, and divide that by 500. 6.3% on the put side. It's not bad. It is pricing in earnings, though. And on the call side, sell the 145 and buy the 150. That's 160 minus 97 divided by 2, divided by 500. 6.3% on the call side. So both are evenly, fairly priced. And that's really much reflected in the chart. It could go either way here. It could bounce and keep going higher. It could definitely broke below this, so it could keep going lower now. I don't know. Who knows? Skip for me. Silver. I think silver was down again today, right? Yes, down 2%. Holy smokes. Should catch a bid somewhere around 18.50. Wish we could trade this one, though. It's too small. You'd have to sell the 17. Not worth it. Let's look at the GLD. And gold should get a bounce here. What do we get on GLD? If you sold the 161 and bought the 157, what do you get? Nothing. 63 minus 31, divide that by 2, divided by 400, 4%. It's not bad. It's GLD. On the call side, you sold the 176, bought the 180. 89 minus 40, divide that by 2, divide that by 400. 6.1% there if you sell the call side. I don't want to sell the call side, though. I want to sell the put side. 176, right? Where's 176 on the chart? $176 is right about here. I don't know. I'd rather sell the put side than the call side. You get paid for the call side though. Pass. Next up, Bank of America has earnings on the 17th. Meta has earnings on October 25th. We'll avoid earnings if we can. Let's look at AMD. When are earnings for AMD? Halloween. 3 weeks or so. Let me sell the call side. Can we sell the call side and be out before earnings? You'd have to sell the 120 and buy the 125. That's 168. Sorry, 169 minus 107. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. 6.2% if you sold the call side. Just got to make sure you're out before earnings. Where's the 120 on the chart? 120 is up here. All right. Doesn't mean it can't get there. But again, volatility is being priced in because of the upcoming earnings. Microsoft probably has earnings coming up. Let's check it out. Earnings are October 24th. Too close. XLE we already looked at. Gold. Actually, gold's got some volatility. I think we looked at gold yesterday or the day before, and it was in the teens or single digits. Now it's 34%. That's good. Getting up there. You rarely see gold on this list. Google. Earnings are coming up. I know that. Google will skip. The HYG. High yield corporates. Had a little bit of a bounce today, but it's selling off. Again, you'll probably get a bounce somewhere around 70 or so. Between 70 and 71. Let's see what the options are pricing in. Yikes. You'd have to sell the 70, buy the 68. Yeah, actually that for a $200 risk, that's not bad. 46 minus 22. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 200. 6%. If you sold the 70 and bought the 68, you're getting $12. But if you have a really small account, you're getting 6% return on that $200. That's not bad. On the skip the call side altogether. Horrible. You're not getting paid for the call side at all. Zero. Tilray will skip. ExxonMobil we already looked at. Remember, we'd rather do CVX, which is Chevron. Intel we already looked at. Vail. Google. UVXY. Take a look at the UVXY. Expensive. If you sold the 10, no, forget it. On the call side, though, you'd have to sell the call side. You get paid more on the call side. So you want to sell the call side. Sell the 27 and buy the 32. 144 minus 103. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. Only 4% return, though. Where's 27 on the chart? Right about here. $27's right about here. So this is a volatility ETF. So if you did sell the call side and something happened in the market where there's a major sell-off, it's going to blow past 27. But if you just keep rolling it, eventually volatility will come back down and you'll win. But not for me. Netflix has earnings on the 18th. We'll skip that. The KRE, I know it's down today, but not yet. Let's wait till the small banks and the regionals have their earnings. If there's a major sell-off, then we'll go in and sell puts. Do you get paid for the put side? Sell the 35 and buy the 32. What do you get? 55 minus 24, divide that by 2, divide that by 300, 5.1% on the put side. On the call side, you have to go to the 44, sell the 44, and buy the 47. 47, no, this is backwards. You don't want to do this one. Minus 15, divide that by 2, divide that by 300, 5.3%. You don't want to do this one. Skip. Oxy. OXY. Winter earnings November 7th, so we've got some time. Interesting chart. On the put side, sell the 52.5 and buy the 47.5. What do you get? 61 minus 19, divide that by 2, divide that by 500, 4.2%. You're probably going to get paid more on the call side. You have to sell the 67.5 and buy the 72.5. 70 minus 25, divide that by 2, divide that by 500. You don't get paid. Only 4.5%. Skip this one. It's surprising because it's down almost 4% today. Semis, Brazil ETF. CVX we already looked at. The XLF, nah. American Airlines, too small of a stock. Block, we already have a position open. Earnings are a little less than a month. Ford's earnings are October 26th. We'll wait till after earnings for the autos. And I'd rather look at GM or Stellantis. The XBI, I think we looked at that one yesterday. Next page. Wells Fargo. Don't forget we got bank earnings coming up. We'll skip Wells Fargo. Boeing. When are Boeing's earnings? BA. October 25th. We're too close. Biotech ETF. Too small. Only a $5 stock. Skip this one. PayPal. I think we looked at PayPal yesterday. PYPL. Earnings are November 2nd. We got a little bit of time. A chart from hell. Maybe sell puts here. On the put side. Sell this 47.5 and buy the 42.5. What do you get? 65 minus 24. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. Only 4%. On the call side, you got to sell the 67.5 and buy the 72.5. That's 86 minus 39. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. Not worth it. Only 4.7% on the call side. All right. XLU. Maybe now's the time on the XLU. Looking to sell puts after this massive sell-off. It could have a ways to go, though. Sell the 51 and buy. You don't have a lot of options down here. Nah, this one's no good. Same thing on the call side. Too tight. Let's go back to CVX. Chevron. Earnings are on the 27th. It's very close. We should get a bounce somewhere around 159, 160. We sold the 145 and bought the 140. That's 133 minus 84. Divide that by 2. Divide that by 500. Almost 5%. It's 4.9% on the call side. Sell the 175. I don't want to. 125 minus 61 divided by 2 divided by 500. 6.4% on the call side. Where's 175? Way up here. There's not a lot of good ones today. I think we'll look at CVX tomorrow. Look at the put side one more time. 145 on the chart. It's all the way down here. Wow, that's far out, man. We're going to hold on CVX. Hold on Chevron. We'll look at it tomorrow, okay? We'll keep that on list for tomorrow. I guess no trades today. That's okay. We don't have to make a trade every day. It'd be nice to, but I think we'll skip today. Maybe there'll be better options tomorrow. Yeah, we'll wrap it up today. Thank you for watching. If you have any positions open, just hang tight. We'll check in tomorrow. Tune in every day at 7:15 a.m. on the West Coast, 10:15 a.m. on the East Coast. We'll trade options together live, all right? If you have any friends, tell your friends to subscribe and join too. We'll all do this together. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.